Dad.
All right, welcome to Ask Your Dad. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Nate Flake, and we have some awesome dudes here today. Colby Price, Scott Probert, and Chase T. Hansen. I'll let you guys go through and tell, how many kids you have, their ages, just so we have a little bit of context through the episode.
Yeah, so I'm Colby. I've got 3 kids. Oldest daughter is 8. My middle son is 5, and then my youngest is another boy. He's 2.5.
And I'm Scott Probert. I have a 5-year-old girl, a 3-year-old girl, and a 1.5-year-old boy.
Chase Hansen, I've got a 2.5-year-old boy and another boy that's a baby, 7 weeks old, and no abortions.
Oh my god! Oh man, you're out of control. So you're the only one with like close to a newborn. Then
Yeah, it sucks.
You're in the
How
roughest
rough,
stage
dude.
of life. So I wanted to go through just today, kind of talk about some of the different segments we put up on Instagram. We had like some pretty good feedback from the first episode, actually, of like what we should do different. People always got an opinion, right? They always want to change stuff, and you should do this, or you should have the wipes on, but it's not ask your mom, it's ask your dad. So, one thing that bugged me this week that I wrote down because it's happened like 6 or 7 times this winter. So every time it snows. And maybe this doesn't happen to you guys, but it happens to me like every single time it snows. My neighbors are like gung ho on shoveling my walks, and I don't know why it drives me freaking nuts. Like don't come just like
You're kidding me, dude.
oh 100%, dude. Because you're basically on lockdown, right?
Oh, yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, you're on lockdown. I'm not about to go by the window and have them see them doing my walks.
You're, like,
because
crawling
then I
under the
have
windows?
to. No, literally, I'm like, Coco, come away from the window.
Oh,
She's like walking by the window. I'm like, come away from that. I don't want anyone to see you. Because then they expect you to go out there, and I know it's like nice, and I probably sound like a huge jerk or whatever, but I hate it because you're expected to go out and help them, probably, right?
well, yeah, because it's your driveway, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't ask them to come like do my driveway.
Are they using a snowblower or like they hand shoveling like
dude.
a spade or what?
This dude's 90 years old shoveling. Not
jeez.
kidding. Like he's one shovel away from a heart attack.
He's so pumped, though. He probably
Yeah,
wakes up
Tim.
in the morning
My
being
neighbor
like,
Tim, dude.
snow.
No, literally, he's one of those guys that like checks the forecast, gets his clothes all laid out the night before, snow clothes and boots and stuff.
What a good neighbor is Tim. I want
No,
one.
that's out, dude. Don't shovel the walks unless it's like some old person that can't do it. But I'm not like in great shape, but I'm like pretty able-bodied. I don't know. It makes me irate every time.
It reminds me of like back in the 90s, dude. People would ring your doorbell. It's like everyone was crawling to the door, like fighting. Who's getting the door?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Now, like, because everyone's like, who's coming over. Everyone's got a cell phone. Like,
Yeah, if someone knocks on your door,
everyone's like, get out. Get out.
it's like a terrorist.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, get away from the windows.
They didn't tell us they were coming. Get out.
Yeah, that's out. No good person is coming to your house without letting you know. I just hate it. It should be the same rule across the board. Like if I didn't ask for your help, don't just start helping me, right? So like if I came to your house, it's like started putting a fence up, and then like how awkward is that? And then you have to come help me with the fence. Like I didn't ask for a fence, Like I probably need a fence, but like don't come put a fence up.
No random person's going to come help you with a fence, bro.
Yeah, but it might happen in my neighborhood, dude. These guys are so gung-ho, these old dudes.
Isn't that
They
kind of
formed a
nice?
coalition. No, I don't like it, man.
Oh, dude.
Because then I feel super pressure to go out and help them, and it pisses me off, honestly.
Bro, I'm a little
I
like
think that's
Tim.
just guilt, dude. That's just Christian guilt. That's worse.
You're like Tim, Scott?
I'm a little
I can
like
see you
Tim.
being like Tim.
And it's awkward sometimes. Like, I don't need your guys' help, but I'm going to shovel your walks. You know what I mean? I got a
No,
neighbor
let
who
them
has...
shove their own walks, dude. Unless the dude's in a wheelchair. Is he in a wheelchair?
No, he's on a wheelchair, but, like, he's a dad.
How
Like,
old is he?
He's probably, like, 35.
Oh, he's probably hates you.
I know. Now I'm super self-conscious, bro.
Don't
I'm
ever
the
do it
Tim.
again, dude. Because now, does he come out and help you?
Yeah, sometimes. And then we kind of go to, like, the next house and the next house. And they're like,
Oh, you've roped him into a
Oh,
whole day of
dude.
bullcrap, dude.
I know. No one likes shoveling.
Oh, that's out.
I know.
So not only are you
I'm rethinking it,
you're making
bro.
him feel awkward, but then you're bringing him on your escapade to shovel all
I
the
just
walks.
thought everyone wants a clean driveway, man.
I don't know. Well, maybe. My house is flat. Like I don't know. I don't know why people shovel their walks so it doesn't turn into ice. But I'm not walking to my driveway. I'm just driving in my driveway.
Yeah, but doesn't it crack?
My driveway's rammed. Doesn't matter. It's crack, dude.
The only time I'm helping someone is like if I don't want to go inside. Like someone's pissed me off inside, I'm like, I'll go share everyone's freaking driveway because I'm so pissed.
Oh yeah,
right
you want to take a little break?
100%.
Like I need a break, you know.
I just
But
drive
other
to
than
the gas
that, like,
station.
unless someone's hurt or sick, I'm only doing mine.
That's why you do yard work, is to get away from your wife and kids. You go outside, you listen to a podcast. Not this one, but a different one. You enjoy yourself.
Don't ever listen to this one, dude. Speaking of this one, Chase T's got. I'm gonna put a pic up on Instagram of this. Chase T's got his Sunday best on with a black T-shirt over the top that says "DILF." Not only that, but apparently he has church right now. So
This
we're
is
recording
all
this
true.
on Sunday morning, and he has church right now. He's in the bishopric. And he said, I got to go home for a second, and just left to come record this podcast.
That's all
He's
true.
the MVP
What
of the
is it,
show,
dude?
dude.
American Third
American
Ward?
Fork, 42nd Ward.
You're
American
lying.
Fork.
You're lying
steak,
right now.
Pals. I'll show you LDS tools, dude. It's all true. So
You're
I
just
I
straight
didn't
up
really want to
getting G'd up
lie.
with a DILF
Like,
shirt
I didn't
on.
want to explain it either. So I was like, I just got to go. I just told the other counselor, I don't have to do. I'm not conducting, so
that's
they're
wild.
good,
I've
dude.
never seen a more wild thing. Besides that, and then how many F words does this podcast allow? This is the first question before we started recording.
Scott keeps asking me if he can say the C word, but I had to tell him no.
Holy crap. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get shoveling's out. Let's take that. Let's take that for what it's worth. Okay, so we're gonna get into the first segment. So we asked a couple questions. I asked another question, not one person responded. Apparently it was too deep. It was like, how is your parenting different from your kid? Like how is the parenting your parents did different from how you parent? And I think it was kind of like too low of a question. I don't know. No one responded, so I deleted it. All right, so this question is, and I want you guys to chime in on this too. What is something that bugs you about your kids that they got from you? I'll start with a couple of the responses, then you guys can be thinking about it. So Christina, she Colby and Chase know, Scott wouldn't know this girl, so she lives in Moscow. So she says basically like the phrases that I say to my kid, he'll turn around and say to his sister. And so she's like, it's kind of funny, but most of the time it's sad because I'll say something that I shouldn't say to the kid, and then the boy turns around and says it to the sister. Kyle Thomas, this is the same as my daughter. Trying to get a response from my 9-year-old when she's watching TV, no damn chance. So Coco's a lot like that. So he's basically saying, Kyle, I've never really watched TV with Kyle though. Is he just zone?
I've watched sports with him, but he stays pretty focused. Like if he's watching a YouTube video in the office, you don't bug him.
Yeah.
You know.
He just goes, he'll come off.
Yeah.
Let's go a couple more. Colin Lai. So Zephyr's loud like I was, which is fine, unless he yells in my effing ear, which I agree. I don't remember Colin being super loud, though. I grew up with Colin. You remember Chase?
Yeah,
Chase
he was
knows
like
Colin
3
well.
houses down on Main Street.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
kid.
Derek Jones. Dayton Jones, Caprice, and Caprice's daughter. Caprice, subtle verbal jabs, and a lot less emotional abuse. He's so stupid. And then Crystal Nash, scared of everything. Yeah, Nora is super scared of everything, my 6-year-old, but I don't know if I think she took that from Sloan. I don't think she got it from me. Carson Hancock talking about her husband Oren's sleep habits. So I don't know if that's bad or good because I think their kid sleeps pretty good. And then Kenzie Garcia, my daughter's a klutz like me. It's very hereditary. The two that I had for Coco, do you guys have any? You guys can interrupt him, too.
I for sure got plenty. My daughter, dude, she just spit an image of me.
Yeah, Braylee is a lot like
Oh
you.
yeah, yesterday, it was the funniest thing. So she got an award at school. Got a free Arby's meal. We went on a date. So
I'll tell you.
there's a picture. It says free kids meal. So I know she can just get any kids meal, right? But in the picture, it's like one of the ham sandwiches she's not gonna want. It's
Yeah.
like the healthy, like honest juice box when she wants Sprite.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
no fries in the picture, and she's a sucker for fries.
Yeah.
So she brings it into me. She knows we're going to grab it before Bree and I go on a date, last night. And she had X'd out the picture and wrote a note on it and said, I don't want this picture. I want the 2 nuggets with the orange fries. She writes the orange fries for the curly fries. And inside I was just dying laughing. But I knew that if I told her, I'm like, no, you have to get what's in this picture because she's such like me,
Yeah.
And she just was like,
Gets her mindset on something. And
like had the biggest fit, and inside I'm like, this is so fun. I'm just messing with her because I knew I was going to get her the 2 chicken nuggets,
Yeah.
But still, like, just deep down, I'm just like dying that she just like was so like adamant that she had to get what she wanted, even though she had a free meal and she was so happy she got an award at school. You know, anyway, it was a funny.
So you told her she had to get what's in the picture?
Yeah.
Just to watch her trip out.
Yeah. So she tripped out for about 10 minutes before we left, and we got in the car. She just had this scowl on her face I could see in the rearview mirror the whole time.
Oh, you didn't tell her?
No. And then when I got there, and then she finally heard me order, and then she's like, "Thanks, Dad." So funny.
That's unreal.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's unreal.
Bro, Goldie's similar to me in the sense that like she's a super people pleaser. And anytime she does something like remotely, you're not even like disciplining her. Like, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? Or like she's standing too close to the TV. Anything stupid like that, no one's mad at you. She'll look and just like start crying.
No
and then
way.
you feel like you're an awful dad. And like obviously I don't cry that much.
Shut up, dude.
But bro, like it cuts deep. Like I'm just trying my best here, and then people are trying to correct me. You know what I mean? I think she gets that from me. I feel so
100%
bad.
she gets that from
I
you,
know.
dude.
I'm so sorry. I
You
didn't
tell her
mean to.
anything, she's like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah,
I
I don't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's wild,
that's what
dude.
it is.
That is wild.
Yeah, my 2-year-old, he's a total ham, like me a little bit, and he's just disorganized, terrible mess monster. But,
Just awful
oh,
handwriting.
and then the inverted penis. He got that too, unfortunately.
Gosh. Oh man.
What's his name again?
Luke.
Luke. Oh, Lugas, dude. That's too funny. Coco. So the two that I had were like, so Coco got my FOMO, worse FOMO than me, which I think, I mean, I guess it could be good, but mostly it's a negative thing. So if we're out all day, or if we go on a Saturday, we do one thing and then go to another activity, and then we go to a movie, and then we go to dinner after that, and we get home at like 10 o'clock. We get home and she's like, "Where are we going? What else are we doing today?" I'm like, "Dude, we've been out since like 9 in the morning, you know." And she just has the worst FOMO, like always has to like get out and do stuff, which she took from me, unfortunately. But
No, yeah, that's my 5-year-old Graham. He's like,
no, Graham loves
or
it.
he wants to go 100 miles an hour. You know,
Yeah.
It's just like, and I'm that way too. Like I like to be doing stuff all day long. I don't like to sit around. Like Sundays, like we sit around quite a bit.
Yeah.
After that, I'm ready to kind of wake up and start doing,
Yeah.
things again, because we do sit around quite a bit on Sunday. But
Yes, Graham's funny, dude, because anytime we're hanging out with you guys, like, we'll go somewhere and they'll be like, are you guys coming to our house after?
Yeah.
You guys coming to our
He's my
house?
favorite,
It's like
dude.
10 o'clock at night.
yeah,
He's
like,
just
hey,
too
just go to
ready.
my house.
Yeah.
We'll play again.
Yeah,
Play at my
play-
house.
play at my house.
Like, dude, we've been playing all day,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, kids have no concept of time. That's
And
a problem.
isn't that the worst thing as a dad? Like you literally do everything to jam pack their day, make sure that they're having like a blast of a day, all these memories,
Oh, yeah.
and then all that's out the window the moment that you have to go to bed or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah. And they
Or
forget.
when you have to leave.
They forget. Or, yeah. They
They're like,
get so
hey, I
pissed.
took you to Chick-fil-A, your
Yeah.
favorite place. You played
Yeah.
on the playground. I
Yeah.
got you an ice cream. Then we went to a bounce house. Then we went to classic skating. You know, you could
Oh,
do all
just-
these things in one day, and then it's time to go, and it's like we're the worst parents in the
Yeah,
whole
they forgot.
100%.
They forgot everything
Yeah.
you've done all day. That's. And I feel like I feel like the dads get it worse because, like, either the kids are at school all day, so you're coming home kind of a little bit after they get home, and you have to like be the fun person, you know.
Yeah.
And so, or it's a Saturday or Sunday where you have work off, so you're like, okay, I need to make these days count. Let's go do something, right?
100%.
And then you just get the brunt of it. It's rough.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
the other thing too, Bailey's so much like me. My daughter, she, I remember as a kid, like family pictures, or like, my mom doing some cheesy picture for us, like putting us in some crazy outfit and taking us to the mall and putting us on this background. You know what I mean? Do you guys
Yeah,
remember that?
100%.
And your mom would
Studios.
put you in like the crazy, like osh gosh begosh, like sweaters and
That's the
stuff.
number one
And you're
brand.
just
Chase
like,
still wears those. Chase has a sailor suit in his bedroom.
yeah. And it was like, it was so uncomfortable that like all of a sudden you're doing this like dance as a kid, like that it itches. You're like, this sweater itches, you know? You're telling your mom and freaking out. I remember doing, at least for me, I was always freaking out about
Those
what my
vivid
mom put
memories.
on me, because I only wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. My daughter's the exact same way. My mom, my wife gets her, some new clothes,
Yeah.
puts it on, comes down. That morning, we're all getting ready. She's like, I don't like it. It just itches. It looks like a boy shirt. And she's like, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it looks so cute.
Looks
She's like,
fine, yeah.
the tag's getting me. It
Yeah, the
itches
tag.
so bad.
All the tags
you know?
are snipped as soon as we get close.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember like I see her doing that like often.
So you were like that?
Oh, totally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if my mom bought me something and it wasn't like my Ninja Turtle shirt with my
that's
Wrangler
funny,
jeans
dude.
and my cowboy boots on, dude, I'd even set my
Just
clothes
the
out
worst
every
outfit
night. Worst outfit. My mom's got a picture of it.
That's
I'd even
unreal.
put my belt around my pants before the night before, and I had this like dollar ninja sword that had like a belt loop connector on it.
Yeah, you
Wow,
stick
that's
that in
exciting.
there,
It through
dude,
the, and
just
I
to
would,
make sure
and
you
it would
got
sit
it.
there. Yeah. So in the morning, I'd wake up, put everything on, dude, slide my sword in, dude. I was ready to go for the day.
That's unreal. That's funny. I don't see you as like being particular about like textures or anything like
Yeah.
that. That's how Coco is too.
I think it was just the difference, you
Yeah.
know, of not being my clothes, putting something on my mom.
That someone told you to
yeah,
do.
that I
But
had
even
to
when we
do,
yeah, that's
you know?
true.
It's like I wanted to be independent in everything that I did.
Yeah. I feel like back when we were kids just looked like shit though. Like everyone is just wearing whatever.
100%.
You know, people have like backwards Gap shirts on. You get that remember that bum brand BUM or whatever. What did that stand for?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Who
dude.
passed that and let every kid in America wear that brand?
Big
Yeah.
Five was like actually like a really big place to go
Yeah,
shopping.
but everyone is just, you know, I was wearing cargo shorts with like tube socks, like someone slapped me in the face, you know.
And then Old Navy came out, dude, and everyone was wearing those nice
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
velvet vests,
Vest, dude.
with the
We got some
turtlenecks.
guys. I know some guys that still
Well, I
wear
can't
those
believe it.
velvet
I go to
vests.
church and you'll see these little asshole kids in like full 3-piece suits with a fedora, and they're like 3 years old. Yeah, and you're like, unbelievable.
Just
With the
fedora, yeah.
fedora.
Yeah, I'm like, where are these kids getting dressed?
I dare you. I dare you to wear a fedora next time you're on the stand, dude. Just fedora
No
chase.
chance. No chance.
Yeah, I feel like we just no one got their kids ready, and now like everyone has to have their kids ready, you know.
And they look to the nines. They look way better than I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
And their outfits
more
are way
guilty
more
of that
expired.
though.
Oh man.
Oh, we are
Sloan
too,
would
for
rather
sure.
have the kids be dressed up nice than her, and so that's not even nice. Just like matching and like
Yeah.
clean clothes. Like I'd go weeks wearing the same outfit. You know?
100%. Do you remember having different outfits for church?
Dude, I don't remember having different outfits, period, bro. I just scrambled in my brother's room, just snack a shirt here, grab some pants here, and then you get home and change out before they get home so they see you and beat you up.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Nothing's
yeah.
worse
Everything
than
was hand-me-downs. That's too funny. Another thing that passed down, I think, was Nora. So Coco's got my FOMO. Nora is like insanely not disorganized, but she's just like messy. She's just like drop and go. And she got that from Sloan. So like she'll just like take something and just drop it where she's at and then just leaves a trail everywhere she goes. And 100% she got that from Sloan. I remember when we were dating and I was working at New Skin at the time. I was working the graveyard shift. Remember this?
Yeah.
We were from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. And I don't know why this has to do with the story, but I just remember being so tired. And before I could get to, like, Sloan's house was before my house. She lived down in Provo and with a bunch of her friends. And I remember going to her house, and I would just go to her house because I literally couldn't drive to my house. I was so tired. I was like falling asleep at the wheel, like drifting into traffic and stuff. So I'd go to her house, and I'd have to like move clothes off of her bed to lay down. Like she just has piles of clothes, and then and I guess it was like 6 girls living in a little 3-bedroom house. They each shared rooms, but I couldn't believe it. I'd go in the bathroom and I'd have to like shower if I had to go to work, if I stayed there late or something. And her shower had like a rack of, like one of those like standing racks you buy for your kitchen that has like spices on it. They had one of those in the shower because they didn't have a shampoo rack. Literally 60 bottles full of shampoo.
Just a lazy Susan right
Empty.
there.
All empty. Like you were standing in there and you were like, your shoulder was like touching this like metal rack that had shampoo and conditioner bottles. And I was just like, holy crap. These
No
girls are
one
disgusting.
threw away the empty bottles.
Oh, not one
Sat
person
there.
threw them away. I think I ended up throwing away because I was so OCD. I ended up like cleaning their bathroom for them one day. So Nora 100% got that from Sloan. That's too rough. All right. Any other ones, Chase? Before we move on,
I
did you have
got
one?
nothing. My kids are a little young. I'm sure I'll see more in a few years.
Dude, yeah, you're on that 7-week. How's that going? I remember that. It's brutal.
It's pretty rough. My wife stopped breastfeeding for like a few weeks there and was just bottle feeding, but pumping. And that was the worst because I had to be involved. I'm all about just outsourcing the breastfeeding and just staying out of the way. So pretty much I just take the 2-year-old, she takes the baby, and you survive. But yeah, it's not too bad. But
Yeah. She's still not just sleepless in Seattle.
yeah, well, so I let her go to bed at 11. Baby was up to like 1. Then I had to get up super early this morning, so it was rough. And 2-year-old wakes up like every couple hours too, of course.
Yeah, you know, when your wife's like, I'm going to start pumping, you're like, your eyes get a little big. You're like, oh, looks like I'm getting involved in this
Yeah,
one.
it's
now.
the worst.
Yeah, there's nothing worse.
Oh, and then you have a freezer full of like milk that lasts apparently for like years.
Yeah.
Weren't you
disgusting.
drinking that breast milk for a while there, Scott?
Dude, that's pretty good stuff.
Get
Man.
real.
Full of protein.
A lot of
Pre-workout.
protein in there.
That's out, dude. There's a bunch of people that are like hardcore into that.
Oh yeah, just don't microwave it, bro.
Why?
I don't know. That's just what they tell you,
Oh,
right?
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying.
So
run
you're-
under hot water.
Yeah, you're running it under hot water for like 30 minutes. So not only are you
Bro,
super
I've
tired.
never once done that. I've
Oh,
never once.
that's
I
so
think
out.
I'm pretty sure we
Does anyone know
microwaved.
why you're not allowed to microwave?
No idea. That's what they're invented for. I feel
No, we did it. We did it. Don't care. That's probably why Coco's so weird now.
like. We microwaved your breast milk.
No, we didn't microwave the breast milk. We just microwaved the formula.
Yeah,
Isn't
Yeah,
that the same
formula
thing?
too. You're not supposed to. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's some hippie bullshit, I think.
my mother-in-law got us like this, like
Oh, bottle
boiler.
warmer?
Yeah, one of those.
Oh
things.
yeah,
They were pretty
everything's so much fancier than
Yeah.
even. I mean, my youngest is 6, but I feel like
good. Dude, have you seen that new
The last
machine
5
they came
years
out
has
with?
come a long way.
The new machine, the formula mixing machine.
no.
You put water in it, and so it sits with water. You specify the formula. So you put it, this is for formula, obviously,
Okay.
but you fill in the formula, and then when you want a bottle, you press a button, and it makes
Disperses
it. For you.
it?
Yeah, it's like a.
So you
it's
just
like
pour the formula and pour this in and say what kind it is.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a Cocomotion, basically.
Oh,
for
that would
babies.
have saved me so much heartache, dude.
Yeah.
Just get a little.
Tell me one thing harder, and you're in the midst of this right now.
Yeah.
Wait, so your baby's not on formula yet?
No, he's still nursing.
Yeah.
She was
Okay.
breast milk pumping, and then now she's back to just nursing, which is
So-
awesome.
So like, there's nothing harder than waking up in the middle of the night when your kid's on formula. Because I think we after like 3 or 4 months we got on formula, and then having to make a bottle. Like
Oh,
it feels
yeah.
like you're 100% like you're just drunk out of your mind. You're trying to like do this math. You're trying to like get this thing into this little tiny hole, like this little hole. You're like the powder's getting everywhere.
Yeah.
It's out.
And
Most out thing
that
ever.
stuff's gold too. Like it's
Oh,
so
it's-
expensive.
yeah.
You know, so you don't want to spill any. You're like scooping stuff from the countertop into
Oh, yeah,
the bottle.
yeah.
Any extra that you spill.
Yeah, you're barely
It's 3 o'clock
you-
in the morning.
Your eyes are just slits. You can't see one thing, and
Yeah.
and you're sitting there trying to do a freaking chemistry. Like no one gets it. I just remember being like, I can't wait for this to be over.
I wonder what it's gonna be like being a dad in like 5 years. When we had our kids, we like splurged and spent like $300 on this 4Moms rocker, and it was
Yeah.
like super cool. It had like an aux cord that you could plug your phone into, plays
Oh
lullabies.
yeah, the one that does like all the different
Yeah, 3 months later, that new one comes out where it does like all the different augmented like movements. You can control it from your phone. You just leave your kid in that machine,
mean?
bro. There's
What?
no aux cord. It's all Bluetooth.
Oh, that's unreal.
You know what I mean? You just leave it there, and then when it starts like crying or something like that, you throw it
press
on a
another
button, and it's like doing like a figure 8. I don't know.
Yeah, the formula mixer and that like get real.
Yeah.
I don't think they had those. They didn't yet. I don't think the 4
no,
months.
I
thing.
just barely heard of it.
It came out when on the your third, right? You didn't
The-
have it for Brayley or Graham.
The baby mixer thing.
No, the
Oh,
4 Moms little
Oh, yeah.
rockabye seat crap.
I think we had it for Graham. Yeah, and he's 5, but he didn't like it, so we ended up.
You spent all. Oh, I remember you sold it. You sold it. I remember that.
So
That's the thing. You buy it, and the kid just like, nah, I don't like it.
just funny. Every kid's
Yeah.
different. One kid wants to move, the other one doesn't. So you're like, oh, we should have got this for the first one. So you battled all through the first one, and the second kid you get it, and then that kid wants to sit still, doesn't want to move.
Oh,
So bad.
there's nothing worse.
Or like they have a blowout in it, or they throw up in it, and it's ruined. Good luck trying to get that out.
Just
you know
burn
what I mean?
it.
No, there's no. Oh, speaking of throw up, dude. So that was one of the questions on the poll I did on Instagram is what's worse. So kids throwing up in your car seat or kids throwing up in your bed. So 65% of people said in a car seat, 35% said in your bed. I 100% disagree.
Oh,
You agree with that?
100%.
100% agree with this.
With the
you're,
car
you're
seat?
the minority here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Car seats are so out, bro.
Yeah, but you're in the middle. Like, is there anything worse than being dead asleep to being woken up to the sound of someone throwing up?
So we're talking dead asleep, then. We're not talking
Yeah,
like
in the
middle
middle-
of the day they throw up on your bed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should have specified on this, but I just figure like if they're throwing up in your bed, they're sleeping in your
Yeah.
bed, which means it's in the
That's what
middle
I
of the night.
figured. I figured it's the middle of the night. They're not feeling good. They come in and get in bed with you, and you're like,
And you're like, oh,
they
you can
throw
sleep.
up in bed.
Yeah, there's nothing like even no the sound of someone throwing up in the middle of the night anywhere, even if it's across the hall or whatever,
I
is
would,
the worst sound you could possibly wake up
Yeah.
to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the worst, but
I'd rather wake up to gunshots, honestly.
yeah, but it's still a short-term problem because they puke in the car seat. This happened to me on Tuesday. I'm driving to the aquarium. I took the day off, and I have him in there. He starts puking. I'm by 2100 on an exit in Lehigh. I literally look at the concrete wall on the left. I'm like, I should just plow into
End it
this and just
all.
end it
You
all.
wish you were working.
Yeah, seriously. But I drive home, take him out. You have to clean the car seat, get in every little nook and cranny, and it stinks and it smells.
No, you gotta wash
and
that
even
thing, dude.
even after you wash it and hose it out, it still kind of smells.
Oh, yeah.
And every time you get in your car, there's that little lingering.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
that is
it's
bad.
it's like a month-long problem versus obviously it's shitty when they puke in
Yeah.
the bed, but it's
You
a little
got-
more short term, I think.
And nothing's worse than those hard little plastic crevices. Good luck
Oh,
trying to
I
get
know.
Yeah, you gotta power wash.
You have to,
that,
like,
dude. You gotta
floss
go
it.
to,
Dude,
gotta
you
go
can't
quick
even
quack
get a
and power wash
seatbelt
it.
through those things when you're supposed to. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like, hey, you need to
yeah.
get the seatbelt all the way through the back, but you have to stick your arm into your elbow in order to get it all the way
Yeah.
through. So there's nothing worse. And when it's summertime, where I was like, hey, we need to move the car seats to, your vehicle.
Nope.
You're like,
We talked about that
it's
last time, dude.
110 degrees outside.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Buy 1,000 more car seats.
Yeah, it's
you have
worth it.
you have car seats on hand at all
Dude, none
times.
of us, I'm not made of money, bro. Those
That's
are
what I
like
said, dude. You're going
$400
to
bucks.
debt. You guys, I'll remortgage my house, dude.
I'll remortgage.
Before I
Take
move
out
the
an
car
equity
seat.
line for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Here's
take
another
out that
bad one.
HELOC, boy.
What about when during the summer your wife leaves a bottle in the car and it's 100 degrees outside and you step in that car? That's just like the worst ever.
Yeah.
I've like threatened divorce over that.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then your car's permanently damaged. That's awful. All right, well, I guess kids throwing up in the car seat's worse, even though I think it's more traumatic to wake up to the sound of someone throwing up in your bed.
Yeah.
Just waking up with sound of throw up, yeah. It makes me. Has no one done that? Waking up like literally, you're in dead sleep, you're getting the REM, you're neck deep, and then
I feel like I'm more
sound
patient.
of someone throwing up in the middle, and then it wakes you up. You're just
I feel like I'm more patient as a dad. Like if I'm like laying in
not,
bed
dude.
and I'm cozy, I get it. It's like 2 a.m. It's like last night, dude. Dottie comes running upstairs. I was dead asleep. Mo's freaking out for like an hour. So finally you get that good sleep, And Dottie just busts in the door. Like I think like freaking Hulk Hogan's coming through my bedroom door. And like instead of like yelling, which I normally unfortunately do, like I feel like I'm a little kinder. I'm a little nicer in a way. I don't know. But if you're in my car and you throw up,
you're
tell
nicer
me.
at home.
Yeah, I don't care if it's 2 a.m. But if you're in my
It's
car,
opposite, dude.
oh, bro,
For me, it's opposite.
tell me and I'll like put it in park and let's like get you to throw up in a bag or something like that.
That's never happened either.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't have that luxury of
You
waiting.
got those kids. You got the dream team of kids.
No, I
They
know.
tell you they're
Just
about to throw up.
you're gonna throw up, darling. Let me turn around.
Excuse me, Dad.
Just slowly
Colby's
bring it
just
from
crying.
75 to 0. Get out. Change out of your suit jacket. No, that's out. I mean, Coco, our kids are like insanely car sick too. And we can't even like go like even to St. George because they'll just throw up. Even if they're not watching TV, doesn't matter. They just throw up for no reason. Speaking of someone coming in your room, so here's the next poll. So what's worse in the dark? I should have put that in the dark. You're right, Colby, for the last one. Like middle of the night throw up. Stepping on a Lego or kids standing at your bedside. So kids standing at your bedside won 60% of the vote. Stepping on a Lego was 40, which I agree with this one too. Like, there's nothing scarier than waking up and having your kids be standing like 3 feet from you in the pitch black, and all you see is their silhouette, and it just looks like the girl from The Ring. That's out. Our kids do that all the time. Super scary. You guys know Doug Adilo, dude.
Oh yeah, Nikolai.
Nicholas Dugadilo. So he was my Ukrainian roommate on the mission, and he would wake up, and no, I would wake up at 6:30 most days, probably never actually, but he would be awake already, leaning like hunched on his bed, and 3 inches from my face, just staring at me. And it happened probably 7 or 8 times, and finally I lost him. I'm like, dude, you can't do that anymore. Like every time I wake up, you
Yeah.
give me a heart attack.
Well, he was also molesting you. You forgot that detail.
He would just look at me after he'd done it. No, he would like lean in just 3 inches from my face, just looking at me, and then he'd say, "Good morning."
He's breathing in anytime
Just
He
you
was
breathe out.
super cheerful and
that
happy
thick
though. I was
Ukrainian-
his companion for
That
like 6
thick
weeks.
Ukrainian accent, just "Good morning."
He listened to like Ukrainian Christian rock all day and loved it.
Oh, he loves it. So yeah, kids sitting at your bedside. What do you guys think is worse? Do you think that's worse than a Lego?
Dude, those are both rough, man. I don't know if I'd wish that on my worst enemy, bro, but I think I gotta go Lego. I think it hurts. I don't know.
Yeah, it does hurt for sure.
Yeah, and it depends. Is this a 2x2? What are the dimensions of the Lego here?
That's true. If it's a bigger Lego, I'd
We're
rather
thinking-
take the Lego. If it's a small
Well,
one,
it's not like a big Lego where you can just stand on the whole thing at once and it doesn't hurt you. What kind of Legos are you working with, dude?
blocks, bro. My kids are little.
Just a massive Lego.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is like just middle of the foot, the soft part of the foot, a Lego that's standing upright.
Yeah, I'm a wuss, dude. I
One
gotta
of
go
those 3 or
bedside.
4
I get too
panels.
scared.
Yeah, my kids are loud. Like they usually cry before they're just creeping up on me like that.
Oh,
So
you
it's
wait,
not
dude.
too bad.
You wait.
Yeah,
Your kids, my
I,
kids
uh,
just stand there.
I don't know on this one, honestly. I mean, I do have an issue with an ear, so and I sleep on that side.
yeah.
I'm deaf
You're
in my
100%.
left ear. Yeah, so if I sleep on my right ear, I can't hear a thing. So if I'm on that side and they wake me up on that side, and I can't hear anything, it's so quiet that when they touch me, I jump pretty
scares
bad.
you.
Yeah, but again, I'm kind of more like Scott, where it's in the middle of the night, so I'm a little bit more calm, I guess. It definitely gets my adrenaline going for sure. I'm awake for 2
Yeah, you're
hours
awake
after
for
that,
sure,
for
yeah.
sure. But Lego, when I step on a Lego, that's like after work, after bedtime. I'm already exhausted.
You're already pissed, yeah.
And yeah, bedtime's just a nightmare sometimes at our house.
100%.
So if I hit a Lego at that time, I think I would say that would probably be the worst for sure.
Oh yeah, there's
Because you're already on edge, you know.
Yeah.
Then you step on a Lego like right before you're trying to like
settle down.
settle down a little bit at night.
Dude, how about a kid standing at your bedside, scare and then it's always like, I want water. Like it's nothing like important.
Yeah.
Well, you're like, oh, what do you need? I want water. Like go down and get water, then, dude.
Yeah.
And then how about that? And then you're or you're like they're scared or whatever. And then you take your kid back to bed, and then you step on a Lego on your way back. You got the double.
Oh, dude.
My worst right now.
combo.
You just didn't say your prayers that morning, bro. I don't know.
I got 2 of my kids are upstairs. Our bedroom's on the main floor. So when those ones wake up, those are our oldest ones. So usually they don't wake up as much. But when they do, oh my gosh, I feel like my knees are going to snap off every time I walk up those stairs. Because they want you to carry you, whether they're
Yeah.
8 years old or not.
Yeah.
They're like, carry me, I'm scared. I had a bad
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
So you got an extra 60 pounds, 50
Yeah.
to 60 pounds you're holding in your middle of the night, your knees. Oh man, I wanted
And you're missing stairs.
a couple times.
And
Oh, I missed
there's
stairs
toys
coming
on the
down a couple
stairs.
times. Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Sometimes I stay up there. I'm like, I'm not going back down the stairs. I'll sleep up here.
You just sleep on the
Yeah.
on the ground.
Hey, Graham, move over.
Yeah. Like, scoot over, dude. I'm sleeping in your bed.
So, is there anything? So that same we were talking about kids. You're like ready to go to bed, trying to get kids. Like the whole bedtime routine obviously blows. Right, Chase. You probably don't have to deal with that as much. Your kid's little enough. You just tell him what to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, every night's a battle to get him to bed because he's more of like he wants to go to bed at 10, wake up at 8 or 9 every morning. So
Yeah.
that's his.
He's on
schedule.
that teenager
Yeah,
schedule
but,
already.
You know, yeah, I haven't had as many problems with that yet. Ask me again in a few years.
Yeah.
Maybe when I come back for the 100th annual pod.
This one depends on the night for me. Like if it's a weekend night and I know I'm not getting up early for work and we got kind of a chill day the next day, I don't get super upset when they stay up late. But if they wake up early that next morning,
Oh, you're
then I'm
pissed.
upset.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I said.
Yeah.
So this is like what's worse: kids waking up early, kids staying up late, kids waking up early. 66%, so
Yeah.
way more than half said that, and then 35 on kids staying up late. I actually did kids staying up late, but my kids, yeah, same thing. If it's a weekend, like I don't really care. My kids wake up, they sleep in pretty good though. So I guess
Yeah.
I haven't ever had to experience like my kid waking up at like 5:30 or 6,
Yeah.
wanting to do something.
Our kids don't get ours are okay. They wake up at about 8, which is not too. I mean, now that Miles, our youngest, is older, but bedtime, dude. That if I could take anything away from parenting, I think it would be that. Like that's probably my biggest pet peeve.
The whole
is
routine.
The whole routine for bedtime. It's like pulling teeth to get your kids to go to bed every night, and it's like they're so upset that they have to go to bed. But it's like, dude, you've been in this world for 8 years.
You shouldn't be stunned every night.
How are you still amazed that we have to go to bed?
Dude, it's my
Like,
the
it's-
biggest shock ever.
Yes, it's like,
just
oh my
surprised.
gosh, we have
Yeah.
to go to bed?
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We've gone to bed every night since you've been
Since you've
on
been-
this earth.
since you've existed.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that piece.
Oh yeah, we
You
talked
know?
about the same thing last night, dude.
Yeah,
No,
it's just like, it's bedtime. Like,
Yeah, like what percent of your salary would you give over just if your kids would go to bed on command every night?
Just
I've
like
literally
a
thought about it.
snap.
It's like 30%, 50. I don't know. It's a real like consideration.
I'd give all a
Also-
breeze, bro.
Dude, I'll be on food stamps. I don't care.
And it's really my oldest too. My youngest, Miles, it's weird. Dude, if he doesn't have a nap that day, he's asking to go to bed. I'm like, you're a dream child. You are,
That's how Nora is, dude.
I'm like, he gets that from Bree for sure. Bree
That's
needs
how
to
Sloan is,
sleep.
yeah.
She could sleep 15 hours. And I'm kind of OCD. Like, if I know I'm getting up early, I know I got to go to bed early because like I get anxiety if I don't get a certain amount of sleep every night.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? It's super weird.
How rough is
But,
that?
Yeah. I don't know. I get that way.
Yeah.
My wife makes fun of me because of it because I'll wake up the next morning.
start
She'll
doing
be
the
like-
math?
Yeah. She's like, I'll tell her every morning how much sleep we got. And she's like, you're so weird. I'm
You
like,
put it on like a grid.
no, I'll be like, hey, we watched the show.
Put
We
an
fell
Excel
asleep about
spreadsheet.
halfway through the show. So, okay, I fell asleep about 10:30, woke up at 5:30. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Today should be a good day. I got 7
No, that's
hours.
such a mental thing.
I don't know
dude.
why, dude, but I think about it every night.
That's
It's the
insane.
weirdest thing.
Yeah, I can run on. Maybe that's why also I voted like I'd rather have kids go to bed early than I would rather have my kids not stay up late than their whole early thing. Just because I can wake up like it doesn't bug me if I wake up at 5
Yeah.
o'clock or whatever, but I just like have to have like I don't know, I just like my nighttime thing. I like watching Netflix. I like work. Like I like doing other stuff. And I don't want the kids to be up. I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I'm done with them, I'm done.
No, I'm the same way, 100%.
Oh, and then Coco will stay up for 3 hours sometimes. She'll
Yeah.
stay up till 11 midnight.
Bree and I want to do our own
Just do her
thing,
thing. It's so annoying.
at night for the last couple hours before we hit the sack. You know, what I
Yeah,
mean?
even
So
if
I'd
you put your
rather-
kids to bed at midnight, you still
Yeah.
want that time. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah,
Plus, there's certain shows you want to watch that your kids cannot be awake for when you're wanting to watch those shows.
Yeah,
you
it's-
know
at this point,
So,
I'm just ready to just say, okay, come sit down. Let's start this early. Come watch it.
come watch it.
Want to watch The Witcher? Okay.
Then they'll
So
for sure be waking up early.
You're gonna
with
learn. You're
nightmares.
gonna learn today.
The Witcher, bro.
I don't watch The Witcher, just for the record. Jocelyn loves The Witcher though. So and then your kids are fine. Scott is going to bed.
Dude, they're
Am I the only one that has my kids just throw the biggest fit in the world?
No, I agree with Colby, man. I feel like if I don't get like a set amount, like I think about it all night, dude. Or like when you like wake up because you just can't sleep for some reason, it's nothing's worse in this world. So I'd rather have them go to bed early. I don't care what time they wake up. as long
Your kids are a pretty good age though, where they're not waking up in the middle of the night still, right? Like sometimes, obviously, everyone's happens.
I made the biggest mistake of my life like 2 weeks ago, bro. Like Dottie comes in and says, "Dad, I have a nightmare," and it's just because she hadn't fallen asleep yet.
yeah.
And I like cuddled her and let her sleep in our bed every night for the last 2 weeks. Dottie's been
yeah.
waking up. wanting to
No
cuddle.
way.
You give them that one free pass, dude.
Hard.
Oh,
They're
they
like,
take
you
it-
let me do it.
yeah, you
you
give
let
an
me
inch,
do
they'll
it
take
one
a
time.
mile.
Yeah, that happened with us with Graham. He'd just come down, and it wasn't terrible because he would come down kind of later, early in the morning. I'm kind of an early riser on the weekdays, so he'd get in my bed like 5. I'd wake up at like 5:30, and he'd just go to sleep. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times we didn't even know he came down. It's not like he was talking to us.
Yeah.
Dude, that lasted forever.
Yeah.
And eventually he got so big, it's like, dude, you can't be doing that.
Dude, he's going that
You know?
sideways. He's just
Yeah.
kicking people in the face.
You're
yeah.
almost as tall as your sister now. You got to stay in your own bed.
Yeah, that's
You
Coco,
know?
dude. She comes in and she'll just go horizontal and just kick in the face every time. I get so pissed.
100%.
And every single night, I'm like, if you come in our night, if you come in our bed tonight, I'm just literally gonna kick you off the bed. I'm gonna kick you off so you fall on the ground. And I have yet to do it. It's like on my to-do list. I haven't done it yet.
Gonna kick you on the ground.
Like so, just
Yeah,
dead
you-
sleep to just falling.
Yeah,
She'd
you
probably
give those kids one pass, dude. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
over at that
And then
point.
once you've given them the pass, the worst is like when your wife will just be like, "Told you shouldn't have done it." It's like, yeah, no, I shouldn't have done it. I totally understand,
Yeah.
but you don't need to rub it in. Like, what's the point of this?
But it's like one night when you're sleep deprived and too tired to care. It's
exactly.
yeah,
That's when it
screw
happens.
yourself.
That's when it happens, and they
they,
remember
they
it.
can smell it.
They
dude.
hold
can
onto that thing and they
can
grasp it,
smell
and
yeah.
that grip is never coming loose ever.
They can smell it. They take advantage.
give
The
'em
nighttime
one sip.
routine's the worst thing. Yeah, and I don't know. I think my kids are getting old enough where like we put them in bed 8:30, but I think when they're in junior high, I'm just not gonna have a bedtime. Just like do whatever, just get out of here, go downstairs. I don't care. But maybe not. I don't know. I have a feeling that just when they're old enough, I just like won't care anymore.
I'm just so glad that your kids are older than mine. So then, if that works, great, I'll do it too. But if not, bro, thanks
You
for
can just
being one
learn
for the team.
you
Yeah,
can just
dude.
learn.
I know,
They're
sometimes
gonna
you,
stay up anyways, though.
I don't know. Sometimes I sit there and wonder. I'm like, man, I can't wait till they're older, and they can just, they're gonna want to go to bed. I remember in high school, like just going to bed by myself, right? But then at the same time, I'm like, maybe that's gonna be worse because then you worry about them, like if they're out late on the weekends and you want to go to bed early, and they're out staying, and you're like waiting for them to get home. It's like, dude, those days could be worse than what they are now. I mean, the sleeping in probably is going to be better, but those
Yeah, but I feel like
routines-
you'll be able to like. I feel like by then there'll be enough technology where we won't have to. We can just like go to bed, and then if like their phone doesn't come through this little perimeter I've set up by 12:30, then my phone just buzzes till I wake up and turn the thing off, and then I'm like, oh, they didn't come home. There's going to be something that's going to just make our life easier.
Don't be messing with me, bro. That's a great idea.
Right?
Like, I would be your number one investor.
You could probably
right now for that.
set like an alert or something.
Some geo
on,
tracker.
like Friend Finder or whatever that's called. Where's
Oh,
my
yeah.
friends?
Find my friends. Yeah.
Find my friends. You could probably set some alert where like, or just set an alarm. Hit whatever time they're supposed to be home and just go to bed and then wake up at that
you got
time.
like security systems, right? That'll beep when they walk in
Yeah.
and stuff.
Or like those husbands that beat their wives and want to control them. They do a lot of stuff like that. It seems to work pretty well.
I can't. You're wearing a dilf
Just
shirt.
that mind control. That's wild. So we kind of talked about earlier, like your parents don't. I just remember like not having. I don't know. I feel like I'm like way more. Maybe I'm just like a hovering parent or hovering like annoying, but I just remember like us going and doing whatever we wanted, And like I'd see my parents, especially like on a Saturday. I remember just like seeing my parents in the morning for a little bit and then like just dipping and not seeing them again until 10 o'clock at night and never calling. They had no idea where I was, where that would never fly today. I don't know. Is that how you guys were raised?
100%. Yeah. I think parents are like 1,000 times more involved today. Like in the 80s, kids were just run wild. No car seats. They're just roaming the streets, bike gangs. Now it's like kids don't even ride bikes. Like my parents, they both worked. So I'd get home. I'd watch Seinfeld at like 5 or 4
yeah, your
o'clock.
house
The
is
TBS.
Seinfeld?
Yeah.
How old were you,
Well,
like
this is
4?
like, I don't know, 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like as a kid.
We'd go to your house after
Yeah.
school and you'd have those.
Frozen food.
Frozen.
Yeah, I grew up on frozen pizza.
The frozen
Sardonic
breakfast sandwiches, dude.
Oh, Jimmy Dean's, so
Yeah.
good. But like,
The frozen breakfast sandwiches, we'd go so ham on.
I don't
those.
know. I think we're all way more involved as dads, which is like back in the 80s and 70s, like a large percentage of dads didn't even change diapers. How good would that be? We need to go back in time, dude.
Dude, my
Just take our
grandma,
rights.
my grandma a couple years ago would ask. She's like, I can't believe how much you hold your kids. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, her husband's passed away, my grandpa, but she's like, he would never, like, hardly ever hold the kids.
Even
you
hold
know?
them.
Yeah, she's like, if I had to go to the grocery store, it's like if I had to go to the grocery store, she's like, and he was home, we were still getting a babysitter. I'm like, that is just
So a babysitter would come over.
while he's there just chilling watching TV. Like that was his time. If he wasn't at work and he was at home and the kids were
Sorry.
there and she had to leave, she wasn't just leaving them with dad. She was calling a babysitter.
That's insane.
Yeah. She's like it just amazes me how much you hold your kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. The other thing too is my dad never tucked me in ever at night. Ever. Like my dad, it was like, go to bed. My mom would come in, make sure we were good. But I took my kids in every night.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, my kids will scream my name until I come in there.
yeah, exactly.
If I'm like downstairs and forget, I'm like, Dad,
Yeah.
and you're like, what? You're like, you didn't tuck me in. I'm like, dude, you're tucked in. I got to walk all the way up the stairs.
Yeah,
But I same thing. My parents never did.
yeah. They're just like go to bed. I mean, my mom was pretty
Just
awesome.
Sent
She-
the herd downstairs.
Dude, but how rough is it? Do you guys think like it's like I get this all of the time. Like we can't let our kids out because they're gonna get ran over. Someone's gonna take them. They're gonna
They're gonna be molested.
be
As soon as they
molested,
take a
have
step,
seizure,
as soon as they take a step
Yeah.
off that curb, they're molested.
catch hepatitis. I don't know, dude. But like
Hepatitis.
I don't know. As a kid, I never thought that I would be able to go over across the street, knock on a door, and go ride bikes like you guys said in a bike gang.
Yeah.
I would never let my kid do that anymore. If they're in the backyard, maybe, but I'm still watching them. Is that weird?
No, I don't think that's weird. Well, and it's different too. We're all guys. Like, I mean, like I have daughters, right? It's a whole different game. I grew up with 7 brothers, only boys, no girls. So, I mean, not to say the guys can't get molested because I don't know. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they
let's
can,
not name any names here, dude.
That's wild. But
yeah,
I
you're,
think,
you're definitely more protected with
Yeah.
your daughters for sure.
but I also
100%.
think just in general, like even though, just in general, like everyone's just way more protective. And just because the news is out, like you hear all these
Yeah.
crazy stories, social media, like back in the day, that I'm sure it happened. I mean, you see like the Aaron Hernandez stuff now, and if stuff happened, it was just never talked about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
now,
well,
like
it's-
something happens and it's tweeted out.
It's
and
interesting
so-
though, because like it was more dangerous then in the '80s. Crime's actually gone down. It's better now, but we just hear about it more because we're all on our phones and we're looking at the
Exactly.
news at 24/7.
Yeah.
You have the coolest job. How do you know that kind of stuff, dude?
I mean, I'm actually a prosecutor, but
Yeah, he's a
that's
prosecuting
that's the
lawyer.
job. But I mostly do drugs and theft cases, but
That's unreal. All right. Any other examples of how your parents parented versus how you parent or want to parent?
my kids are too young, and it's like I can't remember back how old. Like I don't remember ever being tucked in really. I'm just not reflective, but I have no memory of my childhood. Probably because I'm a twin. I just remember my twin
Just being
sister running
mixed in.
around and jumping in the pool. We grew up in Texas, but that's like about it.
That's crazy.
Just a big haze. And Super Nintendo, I remember that.
Oh, how days was Super Nintendo?
That's so good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was like the 90s or what, but like my parents were like gung ho on food storage, like going crazy.
And Y2K, dude. Y2K was coming.
It was Y2K or something, dude, but there was like sugar cereals galore. Where like now as a parent, like I can't do that. Like you can have a junk cereal as a snack, but you're not gonna like eat junk cereal in the morning. I'm weird about what they eat, what
Yeah,
they
that's
good,
definitely
dude.
changed too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Eating,
Yeah.
for sure.
I didn't know what the
Pebbles
word
all day.
organic meant when I was a kid. And now, like,
Yeah.
Coco will be like, Mom, is that organic? I'm like, no, don't be
Coco.
that kid, dude.
Jeez.
don't be that
she,
kid.
She changed. She thinks the word original is organic when she reads. So every time she says like where there's original or something, she's like, "Oh, that's organic syrup." I'm like, "No, that's like the worst syrup for your body, but we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do
We're
it.
gonna do it anyways."
I think the other big thing that's changed is disciplining back when I was a kid compared to now. Like, you can, my dad would spank me all the time, dude.
Yeah, we talked about
All the
spanking last
time.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, but now it's like, now it's like you got to discipline different, or else you're abusing your child.
Spare the
Yeah.
rod, spoil the child.
Yeah,
The child.
What did you say?
Spare the rod, spoil the child. It's from the
Spoil the
Bible.
child. We talked about that last episode, and I think that I was in the minority when I said, yeah, I for sure used to spank my kids. My kids are too old now. Like I said, they squirm out of it nowadays. But yeah, disciplining is way different. I think generally involvement's way different.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're
legally
minimal
speaking,
involved.
as long as you don't injure them,
Yeah.
and it's reasonable discipline, you're okay.
We got the
But,
legal opinion.
I mean,
we
it's-
should just
yeah.
have your legal opinion on each
Yeah.
episode.
I know that'd be
It's
awesome.
called Chase.
Legal
No,
disclaimers.
what I think you should do is you should have your friends come on that are the worst parents, then have some like expert parenting person come and like cross-examine them
And just-
and just have them slowly like
slowly
dismantle
roast
them and
them.
point out how terrible they are in every way.
Dude, how rough if you're that dad though, and you don't know.
Or you
That'd
should
be
have people
rough.
vote after the episode who's the worst parent of the three
Out of the
guests or
three.
something.
That would be funny. Just ask him a series of questions.
Don't
Yeah.
do that on episode 3, bro. Not this one.
Yeah, I don't have any prepared. The other thing, yeah, I'm kind of going with the same thing, but just involvement. And I had this like as one of the things I was thinking about this week is like because of like social media and stuff. That's part like that explains why kids are dressed up nicer. Like everything's a
Oh, yeah.
comparison now, right? And so I don't think it's as bad for dads as it's 1,000 times worse for the moms because they're the ones that are home with the kids. And I mean, not all of them, obviously, but like our 4. But like it's just constantly comparing, like gender reveals. Like like if our parents like gender reveal parties and like I remember like I think when we brought a cake to your house and said we're pregnant. Remember
Yeah.
like with the first kid,
Yep.
8-9 years ago. And we thought that was like over, like, is this like too much? And now people are like having parties, like doing fireworks, exploding, like, people shooting out of cannons with like a pink outfit on. Like, hey, it's a girl,
Dude, you got people setting like forest fires, dude, trying to do gender
I know.
reveals.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the tannerite or whatever shells or whatever it is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everything's just like you have to be you're always comparing yourself to other parents and how they parent. It's just like a competition, So I think that part's probably the worst. It's just like you're always comparing how you have to. I mean, we don't get it as bad, of course, but that's probably the biggest difference. I
Yeah,
think.
it's social media that really drives that, I think, too.
Oh, 100%.
'Cause they're posting stuff. I even find myself, I'm hardly ever on Instagram except for funny memes, but I don't post much. But when I do, I notice when I post is like when I'm on vacation, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at me, I'm on vacation, you know.
Yeah,
but then I
that's
don't
everybody
post on
does.
a regular day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I just need to stop it all. You know,
That's what everybody does.
Either do everything or don't do it at all.
Yeah,
of
but at the
thing.
same time, like you have people like we use chat books, so that's like the biggest reason I'm like I just want to like save these pictures. Most of my pictures on my phone I take and I never look at again. Like we just got one of the Google Home hubs, and it has like it reads it basically any picture that has me, Sloan, Coco, or Nora in it, it'll bring up for my phone like the past 10 years in Google Photos, and that's like a lot of these pictures. I'm like I literally haven't seen these pictures since I took them on my phone.
Yeah.
And so it's the only time I actually get to see them. But
Dude, that's one thing that's changed is like pictures. As a kid, I never had pictures, bro. Like maybe school pictures every other year.
oh yeah,
Where like now it's cool as a dad to be able to see like, yeah, I remember that, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think my dad remembers anything as a kid, dude.
oh and,
Because
and
we
then
have not.
he had no like zero
Oh, yeah,
pictures
not
of
his
when he
fault.
was a kid.
Right. But I think that's kind of cool. That's a little bit different. But yeah, I get it. Like comparing.
Yeah.
But also, dude, like the time it takes. Is sometimes you get these really cool ideas. Bree found this like cleaning lady that like does like Dawn dish soap and vinegar and all this weird stuff. So now she's making her own cleaning products. Takes her a
She's
million
just
years.
chemist at home.
Yeah, plus it's like way more expensive than just to buy your dang Lysol at Target. You know what I mean? I don't know. So comparative, but then also the weird ideas that parents get too.
Yeah, people get way overboard. I saw a meme coming back to the picture thing. I saw a meme that said like kids in what did I say something basically that kids in 2000. Hey, look, son, these are the 7 or 8 pictures I have from my childhood, and it's like kids in 2030. Hey, look, kid, here's the 1.4 million pictures I have of you on my iCloud storage.
Yeah, that's so true.
'Cause
In fact,
there
I
were
was
so many
cleaning
pictures.
our storage out last night. Just took a bunch of stuff to DI. Found a box of all of my scrapbooks my mom had made.
How wild was that?
Like there was like 8 books. She stayed on top of that thing, dude.
Yeah, I felt like your mom was good at taking.
Yeah,
care
your
of
mom is like mom of the
I mean,
decade.
yeah, she's a
Mom of the
photographer now,
century.
right? So she loved taking pictures for sure. But
You gotta
like for
find
her
one.
to sit down and like make a fancy piece of paper and slide it in a plastic
Yeah.
thing and to make a whole book out of it. I mean, it's awesome now, but I couldn't imagine my wife doing that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'd
Like,
be
it's just
pissed. I'd be like, it's a waste of money.
That's pretty savage. You took it to DI after all the time.
No,
she's
I
been
didn't.
on.
No, I didn't take that to the DI. No, I kept those.
He's like, there's
but-
some good ones in there, but I was like, screw it. I just tossed it. You got to find the one with the Ninja Turtle pic, the Ninja Turtle shirt
yeah.
and the freaking the
Yeah.
cowboy boots, dude.
There's actually a picture in there, and it's actually a picture of my clothes laid out. My mom took
How
on my
decent.
bed.
That's unreal.
So
Yeah, that's Nora lays them out before every time too. She's all about it. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. Thanks for coming, you guys. Episode 2. Any last words of wisdom? Nothing. All right, thanks for being here.
I don't think we can top what the Grant Cummings said last time. Pull and pray, or something. I don't know if you could top that. from
Yeah,
the
we
first
started
episode,
off. We
dude.
started off pretty hot. So, all right. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you. We'll see y'all next week.
great.